All right, watch fam. Hello, this is Jimmy from J Will Studios, and thank you for clicking on my video. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Panerai. I've got a few questions on why I don't have any Panerais in my collection, or do I dislike Panerai? And I don't say that I dislike Panerai. I'm going to say that it's just not for me. I've had some experience with the brand before. But before we jump too far into the video, let's do a quick wrist check. Today I'm wearing my Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean. This is the original 2201.50. I have actually been wearing this one quite a bit lately, as I really do enjoy this. This has kind of been my daily diver, especially since my Jaeger LeCoultre Navy Seals is still out for service. I think I sent that off back in October, November, and it's probably not going to be back until sometime in April. Not complaining because the service was only $600, so it can definitely have been a lot more expensive. So I do appreciate Jaeger LeCoultre for keeping the service cost down. However, I do miss that watch. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Panerai. So I actually really like the look of Panerai watches. It's something that's always spoke to me. I think the first time I was exposed to the brand, I think is it Sylvester Stallone that's in that movie Daylight from the early 90s. I remember that being just a really badass looking tough watch. I can't remember which one he had. And I believe Arnold Schwarzenegger was also a brand ambassador at one point. And again, these really big individuals wearing these really, masculine watches always kind of appealed to me. And unfortunately, my first experience with Panerai was just not a very good wearing experience. I actually had the PAM 244, and I believe that's the right one. And that was the Panerai Luminor GMT with the GMT hands. So not the one with the white sub-dial register, but it was just the black with the neon lume paint. And it was two things that really kind of rubbed me the wrong way with that particular watch. One, after thinking about it, I really wanted a sandwich dial Panerai. I appreciate all the bells and whistles and the upgrades, but I was thinking more that maybe the original would speak to me. And then it was a 44 millimeter watch. And so while the lug was manageable, I think that one was just a little bit over 50. The lug set right on my wrist bone. I have these really large, pronounced wrists, and I could just never really get comfortable with that particular Panerai. I like the way it looked. I bought a ton of Panerai straps for it because I think that's the thing that draws me to Panerai the most. Is they make some of the best straps out there. I think their leather straps are really great looking. They're strong. They're thick. And then all the strap and leather makers, like if you're a leather strap maker, you're probably making some really amazing Panerai straps. I've seen everything from baseball design, football designs. I just think Panerai probably have the best collection of strap makers available because so many people are making straps. Usually you're looking at a 24 millimeter strap width. There are a couple that have 22 millimeter strap widths, but again, the combinations that you can do with a Panerai is endless. But that particular model with the neon green paint, I don't think was as versatile with the straps as I was looking for. And again, like the wearing experience wasn't great. It just really sat at the top and just rubbed the top of my wrist the wrong way. And then when I wore it loose, then you're worrying about the crown guard kind of digging in. Some people don't care about that, but for me, the watch does have to be comfortable. These are not light watches. They're actually pretty heavy. I think at the time when I weighed mine, my Panerai came in like 165, and that's on a leather strap, which is pretty substantial. So fast forward a couple years later, right before the pandemic, I'm looking at a Panerai again. I'm super excited about it as always. I'm always excited about new watches, but I set my sights on the PAM 00112. This is the Panerai Luminor base. Flip it over, you get this beautiful movement that's decorated really well. And they're all manual wind movements. This does not have a second hand, so I called myself at the time saying, hey, let's be a PAM purist. Maybe that'll really speak to you. It had the sandwich dial, my favorite numeral combination, 12, 3, 6, and 9. Very limited text, just got Swiss made on the dial, Luminor, Panerai. I thought I'll hit a home run. Well, again, the watch just really didn't speak to me. One was the size, still the same case, so I wasn't necessarily expecting a different wearing experience. But when I looked at the watch, not being able to tell if it was running or not, I actually realized that I do like second hands on my watch. And this is not a dressy style watch, so that really didn't make sense to be missing a second hand. And, I don't know. I really had a hard time bonding with it. I think even though I like the way the case shape and the wrist or the Panerai looks on other people, every time I look down it, I don't like the way it looked on me. So I eventually sold the 00112 and my Grand Seiko chronograph, and that is actually how I funded the dual met. My journey with Panerai, I can't be too mad, even though it's not a brand for me. They're still going to always have a special place in my heart because my Panerai base, I got really good return on that and was able to trade that towards my Grail watch at the time, and still the watch that really changed the way I collect going forward. And that was in my Jaeger LeCoultre dual met. That watch allowed me to just to be a little bit more open to exploring different brands, exploring different models, because I had achieved my Grail. You know, there's tons of watches that I wish I could have, but as far as like the one I set my eyes on, the dual met was that piece for me, which has allowed me to kind of explore the Seikos of the world, the Citizens of the world, and be just fine. Enough of that being said, just wanted to share a little bit of my thoughts, answer some questions around why I don't have a Panerai in the collection. If you're a fan of the channel, it does help a lot. Please take a moment to drop a comment, like the video if you enjoyed it. Most importantly, please subscribe. Only about 3% of my viewers are subscribed to the channel, and over the next year I'm going to try to get that to about 50%. I know that's an aggressive goal, but my goal for this channel is to always just talk to people about watches. I want it to show up as like we're having a conversation in a bar, just talking about what wristwatches we have on. So just a channel talking about my experiences. As I said, I'm going to do some more videos where I don't have a watch in my possession, just talking about my thoughts and experiences just to keep the engagement going. So thank you all again for taking this time to click on this video. I'm going to try to keep this one short. I will see you all soon.